Welcome international students to Indiana State University. My name is Maria Chakra. I'm an assistant director at the Center for Global Engagement here at ISU, and I will be talking to you today about immigration responsibilities for F-1 students. The basic thing to understand is that the main purpose of international students on F-1 status to be in the United States is to study, to be a student. And it is the responsibility of the student to maintain their legal status. It's not the responsibility of anyone else. That's why we have this presentation that you understand what are your responsibilities. Immigration regulations sometimes change. That's why it's very important that you keep in touch with your immigration advisor in our office. Important immigration documents that you need to take into consideration. Your CBIS Form I-20, very important. Keep them all. Never destroy them. Sometimes you'll be issued an updated I-20 depending on the circumstances. You need to keep them all. Your passport has to always be valid. Your F-1 visa, your I-94 that can be printed in the link that you can see on the screen. Maintaining full-time enrollment. You have to maintain full-time enrollment every semester. Undergraduate students, you have to take at least 12 hours. Graduate student, 9 credit hours. And graduate students with an assistantship and 6 credit hours are considered full-time. But the graduate school requires these graduate students to take always 9 hours. So you need to check with the grad school if they will allow you to take only 6 hours while you have a GA. If you are unable to maintain full-time enrollment at any time, you need to contact an immigration advisor in our office immediately. You should not drop below full-time without our approval first. That is considered a violation. Under-enrollment may be authorized for several reasons, and the ones that are listed here are the only ones that they are approved by Homeland Security. In your first semester, you can be under-enrolled since you come to the States maybe for the first time and you are not familiar with the U.S. educational system. English is not your first language. They will allow under-enrollment for the first semester for this reason. Medical reduced load is if you fall ill while you are in the United States and you cannot attend school full-time. With a note from your doctor in the United States, we can approve that. And then when you are in your final semester, if you don't need to take a full load, we can approve you for under-enrollment. At any other time, you have to be enrolled full-time. These are other reasons that may look reasonable to you, but Homeland Security will not accept them as a reason to be under-enrolled. Poor grades or fear to fail a class, lack of money, not getting a GA, having an incomplete class, or no classes that you want to take is open. So you need to make sure that you maintain a good GPA, that you are fully funded, your sponsor is fully funding you, and you complete all your classes every semester. You don't leave any class for the following session, and that you take advantage of the early registration, that you are sure that you have all the classes that you need every term. There are other enrollment options, for example, taking online classes or any course that doesn't require physical presence in the classroom, but Homeland Security will allow you to take only 3 credit hours per semester online. If you are a sponsored student, you must have the approval of your sponsor before you take any class online. Concurrent enrollment means you can take classes at ISU and at any other university, but the majority of your courses, they have to be at ISU since we issued your I-20. And you also need to take into consideration if you take classes at a school that is not in town, taking courses online that you don't go over the required minimum 3 credit hours. Graduate students working on their thesis towards the end of their program, they also have to maintain enrollment. They cannot be working on a thesis without having any enrollment at the university. Your address has to be always current. Whenever you move, you have to notify us and we will notify Homeland Security. And the way that you will report in your new address, you will use your My ISU portal and update your mailing address. We will get a notification and we notify Homeland Security. It's very important that you do it within 10 days of moving, no exception. Homeland Security takes this very seriously. They need to know where you live at all times. Your passport has to be valid at all times. You cannot be in the US with an expired passport. So our office will send you an email 6 months before your passport expires to let you know that it's time for you to communicate with your home country embassy or your consulate to extend or renew your passport. Your I-20 also has to be always valid while you are standing here. Towards the end of your program, you will also get an email from our office to let you know that your I-20 is expiring and that you can renew it or you will have to continue your studies. On-campus employment is the only employment that is allowed for students on F-1 visa. You can work 20 hours or less per week during the spring and fall semesters. ISU will allow only 20 hours per week for all students that they are employed during the break. Any other employment, you must have prior authorization, and working without authorization is a serious violation of your visa. Traveling outside of the United States, you need to have a signature from your DSO on page 2 of your I-20 before you leave. And travel signatures, they must be made at least 2 weeks before you travel. You need to plan ahead because at the end of the semester, everyone wants to get a signature and you need to have your I-20 signed before you leave. Never travel outside the US without meeting with your immigration advisor or CGE. That is considered a violation. And if you are unable to return after a visit to your home country, you must notify our office as soon as possible. And we need to notify Homeland Security that you are no longer in the United States, that whenever you are ready to come back, as an F-1 or on any other type of visa, you will not have any problems at the port of entry. You need to check your ISU email. We will send you updates about immigration events on campus and other issues, but mostly about immigration. You should check your ISU email regularly. You can have any other account, but your ISU email is the official email of the university, and all communication from the school will be via your ISU email. Many of you are wondering about Social Security. You have heard about Social Security, and in order for you to be eligible to get a Social Security, you have to be employed and you have to have an offer of employment on campus. You can bring your offer of employment to our office and we will help you issue the letters that you need for the Social Security. Our office contact information is on the screen. We are open from 8 to 4:30 and our phone number 812-237-2440. And this is our main office email. There are 3 DSOs in our office, and these are their names and email address. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with any of the DSOs at any time.